Welcome back to episode 3 of talking about can your club win the Premier League. Now, as you can see by the title, this one is Manchester United edition. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into it. Now, we'll be talking about Manchester United. Now, this one is the one that I've wanted to do. I'm a Manchester United fan, been following them for many years. And this season, there's a lot of optimism, there's a lot of hope going into the season. We'll talk about some reasons why not Manchester United can't win at the Premier League. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. So, if we look at Manchester United, as I said, last season they finished third in the Premier League. Now, it was a very good season. Second half, obviously, was way better than the first half. And United looked very good under Michael Carrick. One game a week. We played well, and we only lost 2 games out of 15 or whatever, how many games it was. There was a lot of hope, and United climbed that table massively. We beat every top 6 side under Michael Carrick, which is really impressive. Now, look at going into the season. Have United recruited well enough? For me, I don't think they have. But let's look at positives first, or reasons why, before we look at reasons why not. There has been improvement. As much as there's not been, transformative signings, Tielemans and Santos are 2 very good players, and they significantly improved the quality of that midfield. You look at, yes, they may be negative to the games and they might not be the perfect signings. However, they're players that definitely come in and can do a job for Manchester United in the middle of the park. They come in with experience, they come in with quality. And they're players that, again, are better than what we had previously. So I think that's a boost. I think you look at last season, the goals that we scored, Sesko getting 10 plus and Mbeumo and Cunha also getting 10 plus goals in your first season is very good. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more games, a lot more opportunities to get more goals, and we're hoping there's players that can step up to the plate. I think attacking wise, I'm not really concerned about. I look at Cunha, I look at Mbeumo, I look at Dorgu, Ahmad, Rashford, Sesko, Bruno creating goals and scoring goals. There are more than enough goals in this Manchester United team, I believe, next season. I know in pre-season things may be different. We did score 5 against Rosenborg. Obviously, a lot of the first team players weren't involved in that. I think going into the season, goals are not the issue in my opinion. It's the midfield. That still is. There's 2 worries that I have around Manchester United and reasons why I don't think they can win. Actually, there's 3. 1, multiple games a week. I think that's going to be a huge problem. United was so good last season because they only had 1 game a week. You had full time to prepare, full recovery. Playing 3 games a week, you're going to need the squad to do that, and that's going to be something that's difficult. Another thing that I think will be a problem for Manchester United is the left back, which I mentioned prior. Manchester United need to bring in a left back. They still have time in the window. As good as I think Luke Shaw was for Manchester United last season, he played every single game in the Premier League. He has massive limitations. I like Luke Shaw. I think maybe a couple of years ago he was one of the best left backs in the world. I think last season was a decent season for him. We're not going to overhype him. It was alright. I think if you're looking at how Carrick wants to play and how Cunha plays, being that starting left winger, he likes to drift inside so much. You're going to need a left back that can come in and go on the overlap. And as much as Shaw can do that, he can't do it to the extent that he could 3 or 4 years ago. And it is crazy that Luke Shaw is still at the football club. Then that left back is a position where there's no real cover. Yes, you can say Dorgu, but he's not a left back. We know that. You look at everywhere else in the team, apart from one position which we'll talk about, where there isn't any cover. The other position where I want to talk about is defensive midfield. You look at Santos being the only number 6 Manchester United have available. Mainu and Tielemans are number 8. Mount you can't rely on. So United only really do have Andre Santos in that number 6 position. And again, that's not going to be enough. It's crazy to say, Tielemans' burden's going to have to be rotated as well. But it's crazy to say that United are relying on Santos to play 50 games next season or more than that. He won't be able to do it, not to a good enough quality, and United have to recruit someone if they want to somewhat be competitive. I think everywhere else the squad's in a decent place, and we've shown we can give the best teams in the Premier League a game and ultimately beat them. But bringing someone in the midfield is imperative, and it's something that Manchester United have to do. I think there's obviously a couple of things, but United should be looking to compete. We finished 3rd last season, 7 points off City. You want to be looking at closing that gap. City, don't know how they're going to be this season. I think United really do have an opportunity to take it to that next level. I think Arsenal are unstoppable, and I do think it probably will be them. I think United, if they do play well, recruit just 1 or 2 more players. You have a lot of youth there. The likes of Shea Lacey, you can play a role. Potentially the Fletcher twins if you want to get them involved. Amas. There are young players if you need to call on them. But I think we just need 2 more signings, and then United can definitely look at competing for that Premier League. But listen, let me know your thoughts in the comments. from a Manchester United perspective, from a Manchester United fan point of view, I'm hoping that Manchester United can have a big season under Michael Carrick. It's a really, really big season. Last season was so good. There was a lot of hope. There was a lot of good performances. Carrick did so well, but you can't remember how difficult this season is going to be. It's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, there's going to be so many games for United to play, which is a good thing, but it's also a very difficult thing because, as I say, no game's easy in the Premier League. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, United fans, in the comments on football fans in general. Do you think Manchester United have what it takes to win the Premier League? For me, I think it's too early to say. Obviously, the season hasn't started yet, but third place last season, the ambition and the aim should be to close down that gap and ultimately get closer to Chelsea, to Arsenal and City, who, again, United are only 7 points off Manchester City, which is not a lot. So yeah, let me know your thoughts.